Hi everybody, welcome to section 5.2, Math 1332. The integers order of operation. So of course order of operation could be for anything, but we just focus on the integers so it's easier to do. Right, so we introduce the set of whole numbers and then the set of integers. Whole number, we just have natural numbers plus a zero, and integers, we just add the negative. So the integer we have the negatives, the whole number we don't. Right. Now that we have the positive and negative, we can put all of them on the line, the number line, 0 in the middle, or the positive on the right hand side, or the negative on the left hand side. So because we have the line, everything we can line up, there will be order of person sitting in front, person on the back. So if I give you two numbers, one is on the right of the other, one on the left of the other, one is bigger than the other, one is less. If I give you two different numbers, right? So that's the properties of actually not just integers but real numbers, right? Next, we define the absolute values. So the absolute values of something is the distance of that number to 0. Because it is a distance, the distance cannot be negative. It could be 0, it could be positive, it cannot be negative. So we have absolute values of numbers is positive itself if it's positive, negative if it's opposite. For example, let's look at this graph. If we talk about 3, absolute values of 3, the distance from 3 to 0 is 3 units, so that's 3. And then what is the absolute values of negative 2? Negative 2 to 0, the distance is 2 units, so that's 2. So always, of course, absolute values of 0 is 0. Distance from 0 to itself is 0. So you see, the distance cannot be negative, therefore absolute values cannot be negative. Right, let's look at this example. What is the opposite of negative 3? So opposite of negative 3 is 3. Opposite of 15 is negative 15. So either we put in a negative or we take out a negative, we have the opposite. What's absolute values of negative 23? Well, from negative 23 to 0, that's 23 units. And 0, absolute values of 0 is 0. Right. Now we learn some rules of operation of with integers. Of course, this applied for all real numbers as well. So first, add or subtract. So the rule says we add when they have the same size. We add and use the common sign. If they have different size, with different, which is subtract the two absolute values, and the signs go with the bigger one. So the sign always go with the bigger one. And to subtract is to add the opposite of a number. So a minus b, or a subtract b, is a plus negative b. Let's do some math. Find the sum 2 and negative 5. So first, those two, both of them have the same size of negative, so we will add the numbers. 2 plus 5, just add the numbers, ignore the size. 2 plus 5 is 7, and the size always go with the bigger magnitude. So the negative 5 is bigger than 2, so we go with the bigger magnitude of negative 7. Next, we have negative 5 and 7. So they have opposite sign, so we subtract. 7 minus 5 is 2, and the sign go with the bigger number, which is 7, so it's positive. And then for plus negative 6, opposite sign, so we subtract. 6 minus 4 is 2, but this time the 2 we take the sign of the bigger magnitude, negative 6. So number 1, I will write a little note when we finish this. Next, if we want to subtract, well, here's the rule. 2 negative sign turn into a plus, and then we just easy, right? 9 and 2, opposite side subtract. 9 minus 2 is 7. The sign with the bigger one, so stay positive. Negative, negative to positive, and that same size we add sign with the bigger one. Negative and negative. Well, if you want to, you can always write like this. Now they have the same size, we add, and the sign go with the common sign or the bigger size. So this is the important thing here is, if we have this example, say something like that, how could we do then? Well, when we see something like this, this is a trick when I way back in grade school I've been taught, is that whatever the number, whatever the sign is, it will go with the number next to it. So this negative go with negative 1, and that plus go with 2. So positive 2 we don't need, right? So just this, and this negative go with the 3, and there's a plus in the middle. There's always a plus in the middle. If it's minus, it go to the next number, it go with the next number. Think about this way, that actually will help, right? So if there's negative, so there could be no subtract here. The negative sign will go to the next number. They're always plus in the middle. If there's minus, that belongs to the next number. It's not between two numbers. If you think about this way, that will help. And in that case, then we just combine all the same size here. Sorry, there's a plus. This say that a plus in between all of them, if there's negative, belongs to the next number, not in between. Right, now we add them. Negative 1, negative 3, negative 5. That's negative 9. And 2 plus 7. That's 9. And that gives us 0. Right? So, again, if there's a bunch of plus or minus, that minus sign belongs to the number after that. There's always a plus in the middle. Just write all the plus in the middle. That will help. Right, now multiply and divide. Well, multiply and divide is easier. If it's same size, positive, opposite size, negative. So actually the last one here. Right, same size here, so that will be positive. 3 times 5, 15. Just like that. 2 and negative 7. 2 times 7 is 14. Opposite size, so it will be negative. Negative 4 and 6, 24. Opposite sign, so it's negative. Right, straightforward. Right, now we divide. Same thing. If the sides are the same, positive. If the sides are opposite, negative. 32 divided by 4 is 8. Same side, positive. This have the same sign. 27 divided by 3 is 9. Opposite sign. 20 divided by 5 is 4, but be opposite. Negative 9 divided by 0. Well, divided by 0 is undefined. I'm just going to put that there so we see. We have to pay attention when we divide by 0 because we cannot. Right, order of operation. So order of operation, we do inside parentheses first. And then multiply, divide. Multiply, divide. Add or subtract. Of course, I forgot there's an exponent or power or exponent. So okay, so parentheses, exponent or root. Please excuse my dear Aunt Sally. Of course, you heard that in grade school, right? So parentheses, and then exponents, multiply, divide, add, or subtract. Right, look at this example. So we subtract first, inside parentheses, a minus 10. Alright, a minus 10, if you don't want to do like that, write 8 plus negative 10. Remember the signs go with the next number. So in that case, they have opposite sign when we add them. Subtract 10 minus 8 is 2. Opposite. Right. Now all of this, the power will be next. That gives us negative 10 plus 2. Opposite side subtract. That's negative 8. Right? Now this next example, I'm just going to demonstrate that when we have a bunch of different parentheses, there's always inside first and then out. So we do this first. That's 13. $84 divided by 4. Now we do it inside first. That's 23. And now in that bracket first. So always inside out. That's 69. 23 times 3. And now we multiply 21 minus 69. So just subtract them, the sign with the bigger number. If you want to, just write like this. Right. That will be 48. 48. Yeah, it's negative because the sign with the bigger magnitude. Right. Yeah. So don't think about when we subtract, we add the opposite. That's rather confusing. If we subtract, put the negative to the next one, and remember, always plus in between. Right? Right, next. A new company makes a profit of $22,340 for the first year. The owner wants $10,000. That for herself, and divide the rest among 3 salespeople, and 2 associates. So there will be 3 salespeople and 2 associates. So we have 22,340. We have to subtract 10,000 for the boss, and then between them divide by 5. Yeah. So it's just like that. So order operation inside the parentheses first, and then exponent, then add, multiply, divide, and then add or subtract last. Right. With that, we finish section 5.2. As always, thank you for watching, and see you in another video of Math 1332.